Hello, Aquarius. How you doing, friends? Thank you so much for clicking here. I have a reading for you. I'm going to throw down 9 cards. We're going to do a 9-card draw today and find out what's going on for you. Now, this is a general reading, but it's not just for Aquarius Sun. It's also for Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. I'm here to give you a little bit of energy, and you can do with it what you will, Aquarius. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you if you've come back because you're my ride or die, Aqua. Thank you so much for doing that. And if you're here brand new, I hope you'll stay. Please hit that subscribe button and hang out with us for a while. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about extended reads and where to find them. And I'm also going to tell you about private reads and how to get one. Let's find out what's going on for Aquarius in this 9-card read. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. We've got the Moon energy. And we've got the Hanged Man. It feels like, I'm going to say that you're pretty confident about being able to build a life, build your reputation, build something alone. Could be your bank account. Maybe you're really confident with how you work or the business that you own or how you run business. But I feel like something here has got you in a pause. And it's because things aren't as they seem. And I want to say with this Moon energy, it almost feels like a little bit of spidey senses tingling, like a little bit of psychic energy. It feels like there is something here that you are in a pause about something, even though I think that this 9 of Pentacles is saying you're used to doing it on your own. You're used to listening to your intuition. You're very confident. You have a good reputation. You're a hard worker, and you're building something on your own. But it feels like there is this Hanged Man energy, which is I need to stop and pause for a second and get some perspective about what's going on here, because something, the Moon energy, something here doesn't feel right, or there's something here I'm unsure of, because the Moon energy is things that we are unsure of. We can't really see in the dark. Things are not as they seem. Could be an illusion. It's like, I think you're really good at business, but I also think you're really good at listening to your intuition. And it could be your job, but it feels like it could be money, just your finances. It feels like there's something here and you're like, wait a second, I'm not making that decision right now, because something could be illusionary. Something could be an illusion here. Yeah, it's like a decision that you're making. I feel like I'm talking to someone who's really crafty in business, or who really, really trusts their intuition. The 2 of Swords is telling me that you have some sort of a block. It could be a financial block or a block of making a decision. The decision is really important, I feel. It's something that is going to bring you financial balance, but I feel like this decision is one that you can't come back from. It feels like it's something like once you do make the decision to go this way or that way, you're going to have to cut one way out. So you're never going back to the other way. So I feel like you're being very careful, making some type of decision here, which I feel like it could impact you financially, or impact your livelihood, or impact whatever you've built up to here, Aquarius, whether that's your confidence, your reputation, your bank account, your business. Okay, the Tower's in the reverse at the center of the reading. Look, this is the heart of the matter. I think that you are in this pause because you're feeling like, but what if it implodes? The Tower in the reverse. The Tower in the reverse to me is the warning shot in the air, right? It's like the Tower is on the way. Something is going to shift, but I think that you already feel it. I think you already feel it, and you're sort of bracing for it, or you're pausing for a moment because you feel like a tremor. You feel like something is shifting here. You don't want to be surprised. Oh boy. I don't know who you are, but you are good at listening to your intuition. You're really good listening to the self and this little psychic information. I could be talking about a person. I could be talking about whether or not you want to stay in a single energy, or whether you want to get together with somebody else. It feels like this Page of Cups could be something that is a brand new connection. It could be something that is like you're starting to have feelings for someone, if this is romantic for you at all. If it's not, it does really feel like, for you, those of you who are not interested in this, as a romantic thing, it feels as though you don't want to be surprised, and that's why you're in a pause. You're listening to your intuition. You could be a Pisces Aquarius cusp. You don't have to be. Maybe you have Piscean Cancer energy, possibly. But whatever it is, it's vibrational. It could have Scorpio energy as well. Whatever it is vibrational, and you don't want to be surprised. I have the Page of Cups looking over at the Tower here in the reverse, saying, I don't want to make this decision and be caught off guard. I don't want any surprises. I want to be prepared. I want to have all the information. And I want to make sure that my finances don't get rocked. This is Libra energy. So it's like I want to make sure I've got harmony. When I make this decision, I want it to be a clean cut. I want it to be a clear-cut decision, one that I'm not doubting. And the Moon energy is a little bit of doubt. We've got the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So I'll say this to you. I feel like you should wait until you are no longer worried about the outcome. When you are not worried about the outcome, you will make a clearer and better decision. When you are absolutely sure that something is going to go your way, that's when you make the decision. That is temperance. That's the moment of alchemy, this healed feeling that you have where everything shifts into its rightful place. And you're like, okay, this feels better. I can deal with this. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you feel something is coming. Or something could go wrong. And it feels like there's a wobble here. I want to say that there's a wobble and you're like, I need to make a decision because I need to get out of my head where I'm blocked and I need to get into the 3D energy and make this 3D decision. But I don't feel like you are specifically decided about what you're going to do about the situation yet. One more card for Aquarius. We've got the Queen of Cups. You're trying to keep your feelings out of it. You want to make a decision that is practical. You want to make a decision that's practical, that's straightforward, that's logical. I want more data. It feels like you're wobbling because maybe you don't have all the data enough to make a permanent decision about, it could be about romance, about love, but it's something here that I feel could affect you emotionally. We do have the Moon here. It could affect you emotionally, or it could affect somebody you know. Take it as it resonates for you. The Queen of Cups energy could be yours. You could have a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer placement, as I said, or we could be talking about someone else here. I feel, though, if this is not romantic for you, it does feel as though you are being very careful to make some sort of decision. So I feel like you're in a pause, or you're holding back, or you're trying to see something from a different point of view or from all points of view before you actually decide to commit to anything. The Queen of Cups is here with the cup outstretched here, holding out the cup, and I feel like you're making a decision. If this is romantic for you, you might be making a decision about a brand new person that you want to deepen your connection with, because the two cups are here. The Page of Cups is here, and then the Queen of Cups. Each has a cup, and that's two cups for me. So it feels like I need to make a decision about whether or not I'm going to deepen this connection, because you're a fixed sign. When you're in, you're all in, right? I'm going to put down two cards here, and we're going to talk about what is under the surface that you don't see. Tell me about Aquarius. We've got the Five of Swords. Interesting. One more card. We've got the High Priestess. You're fighting your intuition, friend. Look, I'm going to say we are in Mercury retrograde, and it is until the 20th, so you still got a few more days. What's the date today? Just going to check. What's the date today? 16th. You got 4 more days that Mercury is still going to be in retrograde in Pisces. That's why this is such a hard decision to make, because you're not absolutely clear, because Mercury, the planet of thinking and clarity and making good decisions and all that kind of stuff, is floating about in Pisces, in dreamy little Pisces, right? So I feel like that's why you're having a hard time making a decision. You're fighting your intuition. I think that you do want to make a decision. You're like, come on, you got to get rid of the block and make the decision. But I feel like you're scared you're going to be surprised by something that is going to either shift something you're not expecting, or implode, or the result or the outcome of making this decision might be the Tower. Yeah, it does feel like you're arguing with your intuition. Or you could be silent with somebody right now, and you know that if you pop up your head to say something, you're going to have to speak on it. It feels like you're fighting your silence or you're fighting your intuition. It's like you want to be silent. You don't want to talk about it. You're not talking about feelings. I don't want to talk about this thing, but the Five of Swords is on you. You're overthinking and overthinking and overthinking. Let's talk about the moon energy. What's this here? What is not as it seems? Let's talk about that, Aquarius. What is not as it seems here for Aquarius? The Judgment card. Very interesting. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. So I think you've waited this thing out for a long time. I think this particular situation that I'm talking about, whatever lens you got on it today, whether it's love or not, I feel like this situation keeps coming back to your view. I feel like it keeps showing up again, and you're like, oh, I don't want to deal with that right now. And it keeps showing up again. I'm telling you that if you don't make a decision about it, the universe will. Something will shift without your sign off. Something will shift that you're not expecting to shift. I feel like there is something that keeps showing up and asking you to make a decision about it. But I think that the reason you don't make a decision is because it's going to mean that you're going to have to do a 180 and go down a different path. And I don't think that you want to be pulled off the path. If there's one thing I do know about Aquarius energy is once you have the decision, once you have made the plan in your head about where you're going, there's not a damn thing that will stop you from going there. And somebody could say, but look, the tower's going to fall. It'll be a shit show. You're like, I don't care. I'll deal with it when I get there. But it's my decision, and I'm going to go through with the plan. You need to see things through to the end. Tell me why the Seven of Pentacles is here. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like there's something here that you have either been ignoring for a long time or trying to gather more data on. It feels like I don't have enough information. I need to reassess the situation, and that's why I've been waiting so long. The Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. The Judgment card is here. Look, when the majors show up, when the major arcana show up, you don't have control over that, friend. I know you want to, but you do not. And so I feel like this is going forward, whether you want it to or not. You only get to decide whether you're going to react or respond. So Judgment is coming. Judgment is going to bring this back to your view. It's going to be standing in front of you again, whatever the situation is that I'm talking about. And I feel like if you don't make a decision, that the universe makes a decision for you. So right now we've got the Tower on hold. It feels like the Tower is on hold. And if you don't make a decision either way, look, I'm not telling you whether to do it or not. The Two of Swords is here. You know that if you make a decision to go this way, you cut that way out. You're never going back there, or vice versa, right? Tell me about the Two of Swords. What's this decision? We've got the Page of Swords. So there's something here that I feel will cause either you or someone else heartbreak or heartache or disappointment. But I feel this is somebody that you've been observing from a distance, and you've been observing them, watching their movements, watching how they react to other people when they get bad news. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Something's about to change, friend, and you don't have control over it. You don't get to fight the Wheel of Fortune. And if you do, that's where you end up, the Five of Swords. So I feel like this, excuse me, the wheel is here. And something's about to change. But listen, it's about to change for the better. Something here that you have put on the back burner over and over and over again because you didn't want to have to deal with it or fight about it or argue with your intuition about it. I feel like it's time. This is the last time it's going to show up to you and offer for you to say, are you making the decision this time or not? Because the Judgment card is whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. And that means it's going to keep showing up until you deal with it, whatever that means. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. This is, I'm telling you, it's an interaction with someone, something, time, effort, energy, money, friendship, a group. It's about reciprocal energy, possibly. It feels like it's something is going to change, and I think that's what you're avoiding. You're avoiding the change. You don't want your path to change. You've already figured it all out. You've built it yourself. You know where you're going. You're very confident in whatever it is that you're doing, and I feel like this thing is going to change your path. It's going to change how you interact with somebody. It's going to change your time, effort, energy, and money, and how you disperse that. And so I feel like that's why you've been ignoring it or not giving it the attention you're like, oh, I'll give that attention later. I'll give that attention to that thing later. Let's talk about this Page of Cups, because the Page of Cups is either a new connection for you, for some of you, if you're looking at this through the lens of romance. But this Page of Cups is like, I'm in the Hanged Man energy because I don't want any surprises. I don't want to be caught off guard here. I want to be prepared. Tell me what the Page of Cups is. We've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Pentacles. And we've got the Magician in the reverse. Oh boy. I feel like you want to be prepared because I feel like you don't want to be hit with a financial impact. The Five of Pentacles is here with the Page of Pentacles. That's 6 Pentacles. Again, we got the 6 Pentacles over here. I feel as though you need to be prepared. Think about this. Listen to your intuition, because somebody here I feel is trying to manipulate you. Now, if you can manipulate an Aquarius, you've got magic, man. Because you're not many. If you got an Aquarius sun or rising or even the moon, you can't. It's very seldom. Until you learn some lessons, it's very seldom that you're available for manipulation. It could be somebody who is a child in your life. It could be one of your children. But it does feel like this is somebody that you know, somebody who expects reciprocal energy from you, and you expect the same. So it is somebody that's in your pentacle world already. This is someone you're familiar with. I feel like you don't want to be caught off guard. You don't want your emotions manipulated, if this is relationship information that I'm giving you. You don't want to be financially manipulated, if this is time, effort, energy, money. There is somebody here who I feel wants to have a conversation with you, and you've been putting it off. And I think you've been putting it off because you don't really know what to do. You've been putting it off for quite some time, maybe a whole year. But I think that you are going to have to finally get off the horse and stop reassessing and stop waiting, because the Judgment card is here. And when the Tower flips, and that's it. It's going to shift everything. And I think that's why you're in the pause here, because you want to be prepared for the shift. Very interesting reading. We're going to go into the extended, and we're going to figure out what this is. What is this? What's about to shift? And everything else that's going on around it. There is some sort of argument you're having with the inner self. Should I say something? Should I be the one to reach out? Page of Cups. Should I be the one to reach out? Page of Pentacles. And send a message and say, do you want to talk about this finally? Or should I wait for somebody to message me? Because either way, I think it's happening. Because we don't only have the Page of Cups, we have the Page of Pentacles, and that's materialization in the 3D world. And I feel like that's why you've been avoiding the situation, because you don't want to be manipulated, because you get pissed off when people take you for a fool, because you're too smart for that, right? So we're going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, please look at the top of all of the comments. The top of the comments, there is a pinned comment there, and if you click on read more, you will see that the links that are there, the first one is for the membership area. All of these extendeds go to the membership. If you're interested in joining the membership, you will get 4 extendeds in a month. That's if you're watching one sign. You'll get more if you're watching for more signs, of course. All of the extendeds go to the membership area. And if you are interested in a private read, if this sounds like something that's going down for you, if you need a private read, please know that I have reads that begin at $25 and go up from there. Your $25 read will be back to you in 48 business hours. And if you're interested in that, or I also do live reads. So if you're interested to look at my schedule and pre-book a reading, you will get between 5 and 75% off and of your reading with me. I have a lot of fun in those reads. There we go. There's the conversation, friend. The Ace of Swords is here. So I feel like you're not going to be able to avoid this anymore. Something needs to be said. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. It does feel like it has to do with something that is solid, grounded, 3D, or maybe it's money, time, effort, energy, health things possibly. We'll go into the extended and we'll talk more about it. If I see you there, lovely. And if I don't, that's okay too, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Thanks for being here, Aquarius. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now. Bye-bye.